The Super Mario series is home to some of the most iconic enemies in all of gaming. I mean, some of these guys are household names by this point.
So here's a fun question, which one is the best? Well, the Goomba is the first one you see in Super Mario Bros., is it them? Okay, but Piranha Plant is playable in one of the greatest gaming crossovers of all time. Sure, but Dry Bones is funny.
There's no definitive answer, everyone's opinion is gonna be different, but in my humble opinion, the best Mario enemy ever is this guy right here.
1996 saw the release of the Nintendo 64 and one of the greatest launch titles for any console ever, Pilot Wing 64. Seriously, this game rules. But fine, Mario 64 was the first Mario platformer in 3D. That was a pretty big deal. All of Mario's usual enemies up to that point had been designed around 2D movement, and while they could be brought into 3D, they also needed to make some new enemies designed entirely around the third dimension, stuff that you couldn't pull off before. And this game's got everything. There's guys chasing you, there's guys trying to crush you, these ones are trying to push you off a cliff, this one is just inconveniencing you, throwing you way back. Some of these enemies are defeated by 3D movement, and then there's the big square guy who's rolling around trying to squish you, but there's one side that's open, so you gotta time it right and get in the not squish side. A lot of this was cool and very new. This would have been very difficult to pull off in 2D on the Super Nintendo. And then in Lethal Lava Land, we are introduced to the bullies. While most enemies hurt you when touched, the bully will instead bounce you back. They continuously push Mario until he falls into lava, and that's just so funny. Everything else in this world is trying to kill you on sight, but these guys just want to shove Mario in a locker. The second you're in range, they start running at you, making their goofy little noises. It's likely the name Bully comes from their bull-like horns and how they charge at you, you know, kinda like a bull. But it's much funnier to imagine them swarming Mario and calling him a nerd. Sadly, they can be defeated. Their one goal in life is to push you into lava, but if you stand up to your bully and push them into lava first, you get to steal their lunch money.
But all those bullies, they're dead now.
But then comes their leader, who is just named Big Bully, which is incredible. They act just like regular bullies, they just happen to be bigger. After completing Lethal Lava Land, you won't encounter any more of these guys. We finally stopped bullying. Until you get to Snowman's Land, where we meet the Chill Bully, a bully made out of ice with a single horn. Does the exact same thing, trying to push you into a pool of ice-cold water, only this time you're on a slippery, frozen platform. The Chill Bullies are all giant. A smaller one does exist in the game's files, but goes unused. In Super Mario 64, the bullies get a decent little spotlight with 3 different variants across 2 levels. Not bad for their first appearance. The Chill Bully also got a figure in the Super Mario 64 Medal Collection. There's not a lot of information about these online, but they seem to have been released in Japan in 1996. There are a bunch of little figurines based on enemies and NPCs from the game, coming in a few different colors. Here we have the Silver Chili Bully. This thing is absolutely tiny, but really neat. I just think it's cool that this character got any kind of merchandise. And at this point, it seemed like the bully had a promising future ahead of them.
Jump forward 8 years, these guys haven't been in anything, not even the spin-off games. I will not stand for this. We need to bring bullying back.
Okay, technically they were in Mario Net Quest, a Shockwave game based on Super Mario 64 where you collect coins for points and enemies to lose points. But after that, they were gone again. Thankfully, in 2004, the Nintendo DS launched with a remake of Super Mario 64 called Super Mario 64 DS. The bullies show up again in Lethal Lava Land, same business as usual, and they altered Big Bully's design to be a little more distinct from the regular grunts. Instead of being a perfect sphere, Chill Bully looks a little more ice-like. And there's a new variant, Chief Chili, who has a mustache, which is cool. He gets a complete bonus level where regular bullies reappear, ending in a full-on boss fight. Dudes flying around destroying the arena. We had to wait almost a decade, but bullying was so back. The following year, they made their first spin-off appearance in Mario Kart DS. Okay, first proper spin-off appearance. Big Bully and Chief Chili both pop up in the game's mission mode. As usual, you have to push them off the arena before they can push you off. Big Bully goes down pretty easily, but Chief Chili takes a couple falls to defeat. And after that, we go into this weird era of getting close to bullies, but never actually seeing the real thing. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time had an enemy called Bully, but this is a completely different creature. New Super Mario Bros. Introduces Snailicorn, who does the exact same thing as Bully. I don't know why they didn't just use the real thing, and this is the only game they appear in. Bully also has an unused model in the files for Super Mario Galaxy, but yeah, it's unused. They don't appear anywhere in the game. I guess Galaxy's Top Man enemy is kinda similar. You have to spin them into electric walls before they spin at you. And Top Man kinda took Bully's place in Mario Kart Wii too, appearing in the online mission mode. After nearly a decade, we had them back for a couple years, and then we lost them again.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. 'Cause now it's time to go. But hey, I say, well that's okay. 'Cause we'll see you very soon, I know.
2013's new Super Mario 3D World not only brings the Bully back, but gives them a brand new design. New shape, new horns, new eyes, new blue. They don't make the funny sound anymore, just a metal clanking, but they make up for it with a little expression when stood up to. And there's even a new boss, Prince Bully. He shoots fire and Mario can push him into these pipes, crushing his body. That's horrible. I don't know why this game goes all out on bullies after almost another decade devoid of them, but I'm not complaining. This redesign of Bully appeared in both Mario & Luigi Paper Jam and Bowser's Inside Story on the 3DS, and in 2019, we see one of their coolest appearances so far. Super Mario Maker 2 allows you to make your own levels based on different Mario games, and the 3D World style lets us add as much bullying as our heart's desire. We can do whatever we want with them now. We can finally use them to their fullest extent. We can perfect classic Mario levels, recreated but with bullies in them. You can make perfect recreations of classic platform racing levels too. Throw some bullies in there, why not? This is the first time they appear in a 2D game, not counting Snailicorn, and they actually work quite well. In 2021, 3D World was brought to the Nintendo Switch, and included a new campaign, Bowser's Fury, where most of the enemies are turned into cats, blessing us with cat-eared bullies. They don't do anything different aside from look funnier. Prince Bully also got a new cat design. Later in 2021, Bully would finally get a new piece of merchandise after all these years. There it is. You see it? The Mario Question Block Lego set opens up into a few different levels for Mario 64, one of them being Lethal Lava Land, and that tiny little brick there is a bully. The next year, they got a proper Lego figure, and this is more like it. The Bully has had a weird history. They've had phases in a pretty big spotlight, with roughly 8-year droughts separating each era. They've appeared in some Super Mario 64 jigsaw puzzles, some of the comics, but getting an official Lego figure makes me very happy. This video is not a complete history, because I'm sure Bully's going to be in more games going forward, outdating this. Probably they're going to be in more games. Hopefully they're going to be in more games. So think of this as a history of their early years, how the modern Bully came to be.
So the moral is, bullying is awesome.
Feel the sky, won't play nice, don't you